Angry Inch, and I have an amazing game for you today. Today we're playing on a mega random map, and you can see right here, not one, but two town centers. I did feature a two town center startup before. It was a great game, and this is a great game as well. What you can expect with a two town center startup is an extremely fast start, obviously, and it's almost as controlling two civs at one time. Kind of confusing, very difficult, and but both these players are pros, and they should be able to handle it. Now we have Kiss BB playing in blue, playing as the Persians, and I do have to apologize to Tim because that's his main username, and I usually go by the more well-known username, and I didn't really know too much about Tim, so I just thought Kiss was just his main game or username, but it's not. It's actually Tim, and you more experienced players probably know Tim. He hasn't got too much exposure on YouTube, so I'm definitely going to start featuring a lot of his games. Big fan of his gameplay. It's extremely good, and we have a lot to learn from him. Now, playing in red is Tim is Noob. So an excellent username. It's actually the Viper just trying to troll Tim. So we will see how that goes this game. I actually downloaded a full game pack of these two playing, and there's about 7 games, and they're all great. So I might feature all of them. I might feature a few of them. Just depends what you guys want. I might do them all. We'll see. Just really good gameplay by both players in all the games, and this one especially. He's also playing as the Persians, so it's going to be a Persian matchup. And as always, I'm going to need a little refresher, so let's go check out the tech tree real quick. The Persians are a cavalry civilization. They start with 50 plus 50 food and wood. Their town centers and docks have 2 times hit points, and their work rate is 10% faster in the feudal, 15% faster in the castle, 20% faster in the imperial. Now for their unique technology, their war elephants move 30% faster. And their knights, their team bonus is knights have +2 attack versus archers. So that's going to be something to keep in mind if you're playing with the Persians. Your knights are going to do exceptionally well versus archers. Let's go ahead and take a look at this map right here. And look at all these deer right here. Wow. That's almost 3 patches of deer right there. And going to be able to gather food extremely quickly from this deer patch right here. And come in here probably to wall off. And we'll see. Tim not having any of that though. Going to come in a little villager combat in the beginning of the game. We'll see what goes on here. And a bunch of villagers coming down here, so we're gonna see what's going on. Maybe a Persian douche, but oh no! And going for a lot of a lot of deer kills. Look at all these deer going down. Trolling him some more right here. And now trying to do a little wall off to prevent villagers from getting this deer. So a very good play by Viper here. Now Viper's going to try to collect this deer as quickly as possible. Building a mill of his own, so great. So this is an exceptional play by Viper. Now look at this, sending all the villagers out and gathering the food. And that deer just freaking out because it sees all these dead deer. Not sure if that's exactly why, but and quite a few deer over here. So mega random, very interesting map map settings to say the least. And Tim has just conceded all these deer, and kind of surprising actually that he hasn't gone for a little combat to try to disrupt these villagers as they were doing to him. But maybe feels it's not worth it and gonna focus his economy elsewhere. I mean, there's so many other resources that it's probably not going to be too big of a deal, but we'll see. And you can see here players getting to the feudal maybe actually a little bit later than regular, about the same time actually to the feudal. But look, they got like twice the population, obviously, as expected, since they got 2 town centers. But it is amazing that they're able to keep that the production rate going. I mean, when they have to manage 2, because one, for me, 1's enough, like more than enough actually. It's hard to manage it just 1 by itself for me. So don't know how they do 2. Got an idle villager right there. Some idle villagers there. See, other than that, pretty good getting those villagers to work now. Walling off his base. That's another thing. The walling is going to be extremely difficult because you don't have to wall 1 base, but you have to wall 2. We have a lone spearman hacking away at this stable. Castle time is going to be very quick for both players. Their resource collection rate once they get to the feudal, since they have so many villagers, is going to be so high that they would be able to go up to the castle almost immediately. Looks like Kiss got to the castle just before Tim. Yes. And I accidentally flipped that around. It is confusing commentating on this because Kiss is Tim, but Tim is Noob is Viper, so I'll try not to get those confused. Yeah, Tim definitely doesn't get enough love on YouTube, so I'm definitely going to start featuring more of his videos. The only thing I don't like about commentating on his videos is that I can't understand his chat since he speaks in Chinese. Coming some with knights, and then interesting for Viper deciding to go for some camels. Not going to be good versus base rating as these knights are, because there's no armor on them, and knights do so much more damage and have more hit points. But maybe looking to kill some knights with those, or not sure. Well, usually players don't opt to go for camels first. They use the camels as the counter, but we'll see what's his mind. Probably gonna, yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to use the camels to do harassment, but more attack knights with them. That's really what only camels are good for. And Tim opting to go for some camels as well. see the camels going down extremely quickly from the town center. And I take that back about the camels having less hit points. They actually don't. They both have 100. I guess I always thought they did, but they actually don't. And some monks out for a Tem. Gonna be great for healing any injured units. And also for any conversion. Maybe you can go for a conversion there. No, that camel dying. And here's the first siege we've seen of the game, going for a battering ram. And we'll see if... There it is. I knew it was long overdue. And Viper advancing to the Imperial Age. Gonna get there before a Tem for sure. Tem's not even... Still need about 700 more food. About there in the gold count, but a little behind on the food. So going to be at least a few more minutes till you can even start advancing, because he's still building quite a bit of units. But if we look on the military, 25 cavalry, 7 monks, and 2 siege, and we can go switch that over. And nearly no military for Viper. Sorry, the names are kind of throwing me off. C-Tem, and it's the Viper. So Viper using his resources and going up to the Imperial, whereas Tem is building a bigger military. So we're going to see. There it is. Viper is in the Imperial. So we're going to see if that pays off or not. We're going to be able to get the unit advantage, but I mean the technology advantage, but Tem has the unit advantage. Or I mean the number of units. And there's Tem going to the Imperial, so won't be too long of an advantage. Oh, and that's frustrating right there. Just that one wall, and you can't get around it. Would have got a tremendous amount of harassment if those knights got in, though. And oh no, there is one little. But these knights can be able to take down that palisade wall extremely quickly. Gonna go for a quick wall off, though. May or may not be in time. And if he would have got those villagers, but I know there's some combat going over here. That's what I love about the double town center. It almost instigates 2 fronts for fights, because you could harass over here because there's he's gonna have a pretty big economy there, and you can harass there because the other half of his economy is gonna be there. And here's these knights getting in right here. Well, at least a couple of them got through, and not gonna be able to wall off like this forever, running out of room. We'll expect to see some trebuchets, and there it is. As I predicted, you have castles, and in the Imperial Age, you always go for trebuchets. They're so effective versus buildings. Especially castles. I mean, everyone knows about their long range. And here's the heavy camels. So gonna make quick work of these knights. Surprised he's been in the Imperial for quite some time. Hasn't got up to the Cavaliers yet. Probably on the way, or if not, then he's going to opt against building any more knights. But I mean, he's got so many out there, it's got to be worth it. Cavaliers does take quite some time to research, so it could be on the way on another stable somewhere. Yeah, there's that Cavalier upgrade. And losing quite a bit of capped rams there. And this castle looks like it's on its way down. Unless he can get some villagers over there. Only 59 HP, so... Well... The trebuchet did go down, so... And he's just going to get a few units over here to take this castle down. Untraditional with the heavy camel. The camel's first ever castle raising by itself. Not by itself, but... raising in general. Sorry. Kind of wrecked that. Anyways, camel's obviously not good versus buildings. Probably one of the worst units to go. Unless you use the militia, obviously. That would be the worst. Or villagers. Villagers actually not too bad versus buildings, but obviously not ideal. This castle on its way down too. Unless this trebuchet gets... Ooh. Trebuchet is down, and difference here is Viper has some villagers repairing this. There has been a tremendous... I love this action. It's been action throughout the game for the most part. Very good action on the parts of both players. The double town center, very quick startup. I really enjoy it. It's hard to beat watching the two of the best players just duking it out. And it looks like, I mean, it looks like Tim's in a big lead with a big army count, and then Viper just does an excellent defense like he always does, and he's back in it. I mean, there was about a 2,000 score discrepancy, and now it's almost back to even. But, yeah, this... Oh, and that castle going down there. Big loss for Viper there. Another castle coming up for Tim. Turned into about a heavy cavalry, heavy camel matchup. Persians' heavy camels are extremely good. I mean, definitely being a cavalry civilization, you expect them to be good. Obviously, Saracens' camels probably better because you can get 30 additional hit points, but other than that, they're really good. Speaking of Saracens, they actually did have a Saracen matchup, so I'll probably feature that maybe next time or in a future video for sure. I really love this matchup. I love the Viper's creative username, to say the least. And yeah, I got a big kick out of that. I was like, oh, I gotta check this game out. And I was like, I can't believe I've been calling him Kiss this entire time. He's probably, well, good thing he doesn't speak English, let's say that. I take that back. He probably does speak English, but I mean that's not his native language, so. Because I have seen him comment in English before, so I know he knows. He probably knows a general, a basic English, which is great. And whoa! I'm being getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, like always. And we got some siege as well as a force coming in here. And we got some light cavalry. It's the first time I've seen this all game. Same with the siege rams. Gotta love the siege rams. Making quick work of this wall spam. And Viper's in trouble here. Trying to come up with a defensive castle here. And he's in big trouble right now. Because these rams are going to be doing quick work of this town center and this castle to come. Well, now, as I say that, Viper has come over with some camels of his own. But now let's check out, and look what this has caused him though. This other base has become vulnerable. And a lot of harassment by Tim right now. Excellent attacks, varying it up, mixing it up with the units, and a good combination. So he had some siege, he had some cavalry, and then you even saw some. Well, it's all been mostly cavalry, but you saw some light cavalry and some knights and so on and so forth. And look at this harassment here. Very nice. Light cavalry's having the same amount of attack as a camel, but not costing any gold, obviously. Costing a little bit more food. But camel's actually absolutely going to destroy light cavalry. Kid's taking quite a comfortable lead here, about 3,000 score lead. Viper not throwing in the towel yet, though. He might have one last comeback in him. You never know what Viper's up to. Either that or he's going to eat crow for his username. And I saw some halberdiers being created, so let's check this out. And interesting, we got some halberdiers for the first time. Huh. Definitely going to be good versus those heavy camels. Going to be very good versus those heavy camels, actually. Halberdiers have been very, they've got the 2 first armor upgrades and all the, I mean, he's done the attack upgrades for the cavalry, so the cavalry and infantry attack upgrades are the same, so I'm sure you guys know that. But yeah, throwing another curveball, so that's great play by Tim. And there it is. Tim is Noob has resigned because Tim just kicked his ass. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as me. And stay tuned for another Tim versus Tim is Noob matchup. Alright.